Hey world, this your boy Vissel. This is my first reaction video, and this one is about Jasmine Crockett and Stephen A. and Willie D. and other guys, that had things to say about Stephen A. about the comments he made about Jasmine Crockett. I like Jasmine Crockett. I think she's a beautiful black woman, but I also think that a lot of things that she says and how she says it just make us look a little bad. And I don't think it's nothing wrong for calling out, things that you see that's not fit. I don't think he was trying to hurt her feelings. I just think he was trying to wake her up to let her know, hey, we watching you, and it doesn't look that good. But I don't know. Yeah, let's watch the video and you see for yourself.
Stephen A. Smith is in some hot water. The people are really upset at him right now because
What'd he do now?
He made some comments about Jasmine Crockett and the way she expresses herself. Let's take a listen to Stephen A.'s original comments on Jasmine Crockett expressing herself.
You Jasmine Crockett or somebody like that. Ladies, I respect intelligent women, no doubt. But how a Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that gonna help your district Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? I'm just gonna go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work. Work is saying that's the man in power. I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House. But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency. She's supposed to be there to represent the people of Texas.
Well, those were his original comments, right? So since those comments, a ton of people have spoken out against what he's saying and defending Jasmine Crockett. I saw Willie D speak out, Steven Jackson, Tamika Mallory is calling for people to turn Stephen A. Smith off and treat him and his show like the NFL. And Bakari Sellers.
Treat him in the show like the NFL.
Like not watch
Everybody
it.
watches the NFL.
She's saying she wants people to treat it like the NFL, or like we did at one point with the NFL when we talked about not watching it.
Yeah, that never happened.
And then
I love Tamika. That's my sister, but that never happened.
Also, as well, and Stephen A. Smith mentions this in his new response that we'll play. He has an issue with Bakari Sellers and something Bakari Sellers said about his original comments on a Native Land podcast. Let's take a listen to Bakari Sellers defending Jasmine Crockett.
There is a through line between the Ice Cubes and the Jason Whitlocks and the Stephen A. Smiths. These individuals have been around since we have been on this freedom struggle. There have always been individuals out there which exhibit behaviors of charlatans who utilize, some people are in it for the change and some people are in it for the change, right? And I think that that's indicative. And they find the easiest path to the front of the line. And Stephen A. Smith is someone who doesn't have the depth to talk about House oversight or the appropriations process, right? And how you're able to bring resources back to your community or what Jasmine is doing. So he rather lampoon her.
So Stephen A. Smith has been seeing all of this outrage, and he says, normally he does his show at a certain time every week, but he decided to do an emergency episode to get back with the people who have something to say. So he went on his show, straight
Emergency episode.
Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Smith, and
What was this, last night? I must have missed this.
Last night, yes, that's what I was listening
I
to.
thought he was on vacation. Wasn't he on vacation or something like that?
And he said he came back because he's been seeing all this conversation, some from people he thought were his friends, and he has some things that he needs to say. So let's take a listen to number 4.
Wow, Willie D. You sure are uplifting. I mean, I got to be touched. That was inspiration. Really, that really, really was. That was inspirational. I'm doing sucker shit. That's what you call inspirational? That's what you call uplifting? Really? Now, I haven't heard everything that Roland Martin said, D.L. Hughley had to say. Nothing but respect. First of all, I'm going to be very, very careful about anything that I say about Roland Martin because he's a friend. I'm going to be careful about anything that I say about D.L. Hughley because I have respect for that man. We've spoken a few months ago. I got nothing but love for him. I am concerned about him not making people laugh and smile as much anymore as he used to because he's more of an activist now than a comedian, but that's a choice and that's his right.
Yeah, okay.
I gotta go listen to that. I didn't
so
hear that.
now there's more. I got some more for you. Now, he also says in this clip that his issue with Jasmine Crockett is that she speaks she's too street. Let's take a listen to Stephen A. on Jasmine speaking to the streets.
Crockett's performance in the House, according to research. What I was saying was this educated, brilliant black woman representing over 750,000 people is engaging in verbiage and rhetoric for the streets. And that's fine when you're in the streets. How many of y'all bring the streets to the table when you at the negotiating table trying to get a deal done? How many of you are able to think that for a second that you're able to bring street verbiage to Capitol Hill and that's going to work for you? You literally have senators and congressional figures on Capitol Hill on the side of the Republicans telling the networks, whether it's Fox News, News Nation, or anybody else, please, please, please put her front and center on camera. Why would they do that? Because they know it wins for them.
And see, that's the problem. We don't need more of that. We need people, you know, to know what's going on and stay on the right side of history, not trying to go down the rabbit hole with Donald Trump, because it's his rabbit hole. You know, he built this rabbit hole, and you know, you need to focus on doing something else, you know, get some laws passed, you know. Push his button on things like that, but going back and forth with the petty bigness, it's just horrible. And D.L. Hughley, he's never been funny to me, you know. So, that's my take. I'm out.